Fucking Mark Wiens eat your heart out. Outside. This works, I guess. I don't know how I feel being outside again. Is it good to be outside again?
Yeah.
Why?
Huh?
Why?
Fresh air.
Not a bad view if we're allowed to dip or do anything. And that's just mean. That would be a bar. Alas. No bueno. Just torturing me at this point. What do we do now? How long can we stay here for?
30 minutes.
30 minutes. Will they come and get us? Will they tell us to go back? Can we lie? Can we stay here forever? I want to go to Terminal 21 and eat delicious food. Am I boring you? Okay. Rude. Exercise. Exercise. That's enough. That's well and truly.
So hot.
It is very hot. It's kind of mean coming up here. Just makes me want to leave more. Oh, ASQ is not easy.
Away.
Alright, I've been given permission to exercise, so check it out. This is what we're going to do right now. Whew. Alright. You gotta mix it up. You gotta really work those core muscles. Coming through. Yep, left hand turn. Daytona. Oh, that was good. What do you think, Nan? She doesn't care. Alright, bored of this now, let's go. Oh, how you feel? How you feel? Feel sad.
Feel bad.
Feel bad. Me too. So we went up to the roof, and Nan being Nan, she doesn't ask all the questions you want to ask, all the information you might want to know. That's part of, you know, dating a Thai girl. You got to get used to that. It's part of the Thai tempo, which we'll go into later. So we come back into the room, and then the bed's all made up. So the cleaners were in. They've cleaned the place, restocked everything, and the state we left it in before we went upstairs, well, let's just say that that little pile over there of my stuff, which is not very clean to begin with, was the entire apartment. And there was some really obnoxious, I don't know if they were tomato sauce stains or I just shat the bed, but that place was not fit for someone to come in and clean the apartment. How do we tip them? They're not allowed to take cash, right? Huh? What do we do? They deserve like a massive tip. They deserve like 500 baht for dealing with that, but we can't give them any cash because no cash. Even Nana turned this into a makeshift clothes drying rack. She had her panties everywhere and bras. It was disgraceful. You're a hussy. Oh, that's really put a dampener on everything. Oh, this is fantastic though. Lovely service. Folded all this up and it's all just good on ya. Alright, buckle up. This is how to get to Thailand. For a lot of you, this is going to be really boring. And that's okay. If this isn't the video for you, I take no offense if you want to scuttle out now. There's a lot of people even getting messages who need to know a little bit more about this convoluted process that is getting to Thailand. So let's do that now. It's going to be the rest of the video. And let's go somewhere better to do that. So maybe that way? Dead cat. That's better. Welcome back to Australia. This is 2 days before you were just talking to me, or listening to me at least. I hope you are talking to me though. Throw me a comment if you've got this far and you are listening, learning, or enjoying, or hate me. I'd like to know why as well. This is a very early video, so it could change format, who knows. Anyway, what is the process? The process depends on your country. You all know that already. I'm from Australia, as you've probably figured out by my strange accent. Can you calm down, please? No, okay. Okay, first step, especially if you're in Australia, you need to get permission to leave the country. If you're going for a short visit, it's unlikely it's going to happen. If you're going for 3 or more months, they will sign that pretty much within 24, 48 hours, maybe longer if there's a reason, but there often isn't. Why does that work? Well, it sort of rubs their hands of any responsibility. You know, if you get into trouble over there, that's on you. They're not necessarily going to be flying out the army to rescue you. You've signed a declaration saying you're going there and you know the risks, so that's the end of the story. Now, keeping in mind, of course, that as a citizen with a passport, there's no reason you can't get back in as long as you can get a flight to get back in. So if you needed to get back for any reason within 3 months, there's nothing legally stopping you from doing that. Keep that in mind. Anyway, done. Then you need your visa. That depends on your circumstances. You need to go and look that up, and it changes every week, 3 days. So that's on you to figure out what's best for you. There are tourist options, both the normal standard tourist and the, what's it called, STV, the long version now, where you can renew and renew and you renew every 90 days or something and get up to 200 and something. It's fantastic. Anyway, there's always caveats with everything. Me personally, I am on a marriage visa. I married a Thai girl in Australia. That's all accepted by every country. Done and dusted. In terms of approval, as long as you've got the pieces of paper that prove it, marriage certificate, I think as well they need to know where you're staying if you're on something like that. So whoever has the house book, whether that's your wife or a family member, as long as they write a note, and that can be handwritten, doesn't need to be a special form. We did it on an A4 piece of paper with a pencil. That's all we did. Sent it through, they approved it. Literally just says they're welcome to come here for these dates, if not more, indefinitely. Here's the location, an ID, house book reference. That's all you need for the visa. After you've got your visa though, that's when things start getting a little more hairy. First thing you need to do is get pre-approval now. It used to be a bit later in the stance, but now they have a pre-approval system for COE. Pre-approval is so that you can get flight tickets with some airlines. We flew out on a Thai Airlines repatriation flight. I will tell you about how that went when I'm in Thailand. Yeah, pretty good. I mean, there's no movies because it's a repat flight, but food was good and I slept the whole way. If you can't sleep on planes, I suggest getting an iPad. They wouldn't send the tickets, they won't accept your payment, anything like that till you've got pre-approval COE. That's not the full COE. See, full COE needs everything else involved. So pre-approval pretty much just means you have to have a visa and you've got to answer some other questions first. Ooh, I knew I forgot something. Insurance. Super important. You can't get your COE pre-approval without proof of insurance. It's got to have at least 100,000, I think, USD coverage for the situation that we have right now. It has to say that on the piece of paper. So I used ACS It's a big mob. I haven't heard bad things. I've barely heard any good things, but it worked and I got through, and that certificate states everything you need. Up to you who you use though. All done online, all done very quickly depending on your country. Ours was done very quickly, especially for me, because they took my passport. They called me up the next day and said, oh, you don't actually have enough valid time left on it, so you're gonna have to get a new passport. I went, oh, okay. It was a week before I had to fly out. I had to go back into the city, pick up my passport, take that to the passport office, drop that in with an application, speed that up. We're talking like 600 Australian dollars at this point for a sped up passport renewal, so that they do it within 48 hours. Once that was done, dropped it back in, done. So then you need your flights. From Australia, there was options. We had Singapore Airlines stopping in Singapore first, or repatriation, or something convoluted that would take more than 38 hours. That was all approved very quickly, very helpful staff, really easy. Pretty much all email based after filling out a form. That form I acquired from the Facebook page of the Sydney Thai consulate, who notifies when there's repatriation flights. The reason we chose that is because it's direct. 9 hours later we're going to be in Thailand and we know it's going to happen. It just seemed a bit easier, a little bit more expensive. Singapore Airlines is probably a little bit nicer. They're probably full service, entertainment, alcohol, all that sort of thing is probably happening. But there's a stop. Well, we just went with Thai Airlines. Easier, done, dusted. With that, you're going to make sure you've got your ASQ hotel lined up. We've got our ASQ hotel, you know that already. One of the things I found most useful before we go on is there's a lot of people out there who've done it. They've gone through the ASQ process, they've gone to Thailand. Best place to find them is Facebook. There's many groups. ASQ in Thailand, Thailand ASQ, ASQ hotels, the Farang groups. For me, Australia, we have Farang stuck in Australia trying to get to Thailand. Really nice people. You can ask any question, they don't care. If they've been through the process, they'll give you their 2 cents. Take it with a grain of salt because it changes like that. So use those groups if you have questions. Otherwise, you've got websites. They are helping to book, so there are some commission related things. Doesn't matter, if it works, it works. You're not going to get price gouged. You're already getting price gouged on the whole process anyway because you're a prisoner, and that's okay because we want to get back to Thailand. Oh, we're going to be a prisoner, all right. Nan, how do you feel about being a prisoner 2 weeks in a hotel? Have to be fine. That'll work. It's a good attitude. Keep reminding me of that, okay? So once you've got the hotel, you'll need to reach out to them directly. There is wiggle room on pricing. Don't take it at face value. If they're really high up there, like the Pullmans that do really good food, they're known for the good food in Bangkok, they're probably not going to sway much on the price, but even mine, have a little private conversation, even Messenger, Facebook, they'll get approval from the manager and bing bang bong, get even better price. So if they've got a sale on, you never know, you can get a little bit off that as well. Do your research, make sure you get what you want. It's a lot of money, especially if you're used to Thailand, it's a lot of money. But you're probably going there for a long time, so it's okay. You can make it work. So get what you want to get. Make sure there's good food, make sure the internet's good enough. Ask for a speed test. People are now doing speed tests and uploading them to these groups. Make sure you've got everything you need to keep yourself sane and happy for those 2 weeks. Got your hotel, they'll send you a confirmation letter. There's a million things they'll ask for, just give it to them. You're going to have to give marriage certificates, passports, a whole lot of details. Some of them want a credit card, front and back. It's scary, but welcome to Thailand, that's how it works. Especially in these circumstances where they're not really sure what they need either, because it keeps changing, so they've got to keep their bases covered, work with them, not against them. They're helping you get in the country. Keep it positive, keep it light. Once you've got the hotel, got the flight, got the pre-approval for COE, you got your visa, then you're going to take all of that back and put it into the COE system and you're going to get full COE. So they want to see that you've got your flight booked, that you've got your hotel booked for ASQ, you've got the certificates, the flight stubs, everything done, dusted. They'll turn that around pretty quickly. That's it on the paperwork end. 2 things left to do. 1, go get a stick put up your nose. That's got to be within 72 hours. That's the results need to be dated within 72 hours. Personally, this is irrelevant for most countries, but hey, if you're Australian, maybe this will be useful to you. Heliosgroup.com, whatever it is, Google search it. They really specialize in people that need to go overseas at the moment. Because if you don't understand this already, Thailand's very, very particular on what that certificate says. If it doesn't say RT.PCR as the test type, you're in with a good chance of not getting in. Some people have got in with just PCR written on it. Other people have been knocked back because it didn't have the RT on it. Time it well. If your flight is on a Monday, make sure that their laboratories are open 7 days a week and that they'll also email on those 7 days. They're actually really quick, most groups, to reply to questions. 'Cause that's their job. I'm sure I forgot something. Fuck, there's a lot. And I don't have a piece of paper in front of me. I should have used a paper. Oh, winging it's difficult. I'm not built for winging it. I need lists. You need to write me more lists. Is that my beer? She stole my beer. Next you need to get the fit to fly. That's pretty easy, depending on what route you take. You go down to your local GP and say, hey, I need a fit to fly certificate. Good doctors are hard to come by at the best of times, so often they kind of look at you blank, like, I don't really know what that is. Do I just write a thing on a piece of paper, or do I need a form? A lot of expats use a doctor, real doctor, in Thailand, Bangkok, called Dr. Donna. You can Google search it even to find her. Really, really awesome service, because at the end of the day, unless they do a battery of tests that costs $20,000 US, they don't know how healthy you are. Am I sick? Yes or no? I'm currently not sick to the best of my knowledge. They want to see the results. If it says negative, what else can they really ask? So it's a bit of a silly step, but it's one that you need. Dr. Donna from Bangkok, she will pretty much give you any time slot down to 15-minute intervals for 24 hours, 7 days a week. Once you have all that, you are ready to go. Assuming no surprises turn up. Print off those documents a million times. People say 2, print more. Why do you need more than 1 copy of everything? Because when you get to Thailand, as I'm sure I'm about to tell you again, they're going to want to take pieces with them. Someone will get confused and take something with them that they're not supposed to take. Keep copies of everything, because the last thing you want is because Bob down the line took a piece of paper and didn't hand it back, and now you can't get in at the gym. Many copies, many copies. Passports, COVID tests, fit to flies, ASQ certificate, flight stubs. Keep the flight stub they give you. Keep it all. It's long, it's arduous, it's expensive. So the question really is it worth it? And only you can answer that, I suppose. Wifey's ready, right?
Ready for what?
When you're not stealing my beer. Huh? Get you more beer, do my job. Alright. Back that way then. Welcome back to Thailand, and well done for watching all of that. I know it's not the most thrilling thing, but in this case I felt I had to do it because there are a lot of people asking, how did you do it? Was it difficult? Short answer, yes it is. Was it worth it? Absolutely. The good news for all of you, if you didn't really enjoy that, because it was a bit long and talky, is that I'm out of ASQ in 1 more day as of the time you viewing this video. So, it's about to get fun and interesting and full of beers. Next time.